Looking back, it's kind of wild how a single line from a kid's movie could deliver such a profound message. I'm talking, of course, about the Pokémon movie when Mewtwo says this.
I see now that the circumstances of one's birth are irrelevant. It is what you do with the gift of life that determines who you are.
Mewtwo was dealing with existential questions about identity, purpose, and free will. It's a far cry from the light-hearted adventures that, you and I often associate with Pokémon. But that moment is unforgettable. It reminds us that no matter how we start off in life, what truly molds us is what we do next. The truth is, everyone has a story. But that story can be rewritten chapter by chapter, one decision at a time. And I hope that you watch this video and listen to the message anytime that you need some encouragement or a reminder that things can and will be better. I want to talk to you about new beginnings because, you've seen this before. New year, new me, right? Let's actually do it this time. Maybe you're planning to tackle a new career path this year, or you want to prioritize your mental and physical health, or maybe even rekindle, a lost passion. Regardless of whatever your goal is, take Mewtwo's words to heart here. The fact that you are here, alive and willing to grow is what truly matters, not how you got here. To help illustrate this, I've got 3 examples that I just want to run past you real quick. I want to start with Harry Potter. It's a name that, if you grew up in the 90s or early 2000s, was entirely unavoidable. He was left orphaned as an infant when the dark wizard Voldemort murdered his parents, and Harry was then shipped off to live with his Aunt Petunia and Uncle Vernon. They never wanted him, let alone loved him. He was relegated to this cramped cupboard under the stairs, mocked and treated like a burden. From the outside looking in, Harry's life wasn't exactly charmed. But as we know, he discovered that he was a wizard and got accepted into Hogwarts. It's a school where not only he belonged, but was actually kinda special. Still, life didn't magically become perfect after that. He grappled with the weight of prophecy, the legacy of his parents, and the pressures of being considered the boy who lived. Over the course of 7 books and 8 movies, we watch him struggle with loss, fear, and a mountain of self-doubt. But Harry never allowed his painful beginnings to define him. He chose to step into his new world with courage and compassion. Every challenge, whether it was a 3-headed dog, a basilisk, or the constant threat of that pale dude in the bathrobe, they all taught Harry how to wield love and hope as his greatest strengths. Even if your early life was full of neglect or hardship, and to be honest, it might have been, you can still choose to stand on the side of bravery and empathy and kindness. Much like Harry, you can turn every obstacle into a stepping stone and prove that no matter how dark your past might be, your future can be guided by heart and determination. If you've ever heard of or seen Supernatural, then you know who Sam Winchester is. He was raised in a family of hunters who tracked down demons, ghosts, and other creatures. Sam's childhood was anything but ordinary. His mother's tragic death by a demonic force set the course of his entire life. As his father became obsessed with vengeance, he dragged him and his brother around the country in a never-ending monster hunt. From the get-go, Sam never really fit the mold of your typical hunter. He craved a normal life. He wanted college, he wanted friends, and he wanted a chance to leave all of that trauma behind. But fate pulled him back in when that same demonic entity threatened to destroy him and his loved ones. Even worse, Sam was marked from infancy by supernatural forces, making him a key player in ancient prophecies concerning the apocalypse. Despite being constantly reminded of his grand destiny, dark powers, and doomed prophecies of betrayal, Sam fought tirelessly for free will. He never stopped believing that he could choose his own path, even when demons and angels alike insisted that his future was predetermined. He made mistakes, he struggled with addiction, and he fought with his own brother and faced near constant guilt. But Sam's journey proves that no matter how cursed your life may seem, you can refuse to be a pawn of your past or the forces that try to shape you. He kept fighting both literal monsters and the monsters within, and in the end, it's his unwavering resilience that stands out. If you've been living under somebody else's shadow or dealing with a legacy that kind of feels like a curse, Sam reminds us that our destiny is still up for grabs, even if the roads that you've walked were paved with someone else's decisions or tragedies. You can still forge a way forward on your own terms. Let's talk about Buffy. From Buffy the Vampire Slayer. This is another late 90s, early 2000s series that blended high school drama with supernatural horror. It's perfect for those who enjoyed spooky with a side of, pop culture fun. Buffy was a normal teenage girl in Southern California. She was worried about cute boys and cheerleading until she learned that she was the chosen one, destined to fight vampires and demons and the forces of darkness. From that moment on, Buffy's life was turned upside down. She had to shoulder huge responsibilities protecting not just her school, but sometimes the entire world. And she often did so with very minimal guidance. She lost friends, she faced heartbreak, and she battled supernatural foes who were centuries older and more powerful than her. But time and time again, Buffy refused to let her calling break her spirit. While many slayers before her fought alone, Buffy built this family of friends who supported her, kind of like her own Scooby Gang. She challenged tradition, she rebelled against fate, and she showed that being the chosen one didn't have to mean being alone or the only warrior. She found a way to keep her humanity and her sense of humor and her compassion intact even under immense pressure. You may not have asked for the challenges that appeared in your life, but you can still face them with determination and an unshakable support system. Whether you're dealing with personal loss, sudden changes, or external pressure, you have the power to adapt. This is your sign to build a circle of trusted allies and embrace your unique strengths, and don't let anyone, human or monster, tell you who you have to be. And when setbacks happen, and I promise they will, remember these characters. They had more than enough reasons to give up, but they chose to keep going. You don't have to have superpowers, or wizard abilities, or demon hunting skills to prove that your past is not your future. You just need that dog in you. I'm just kidding. You do need that inner spark, though, to keep telling you to keep pushing forward and to fight not only for the life that you want, but to fight for the life that you deserve.